using America's pastime to understand America's past time. The war in Europe was not a task many Americans were initially willing to lend a hand in, but through a series of impacts on the economy, renegade offensive, and surreptitious propositions, the United States was inherently facing the inevitability of involvement. Play ball! Let's look at the ballpark. Beginning in 1914, Europe enters a tumultuous state with war breaking out in Central and Western Europe. Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife were visiting Sarajevo in late June of 1914 when a 19-year-old Serbian nationalist named Gavrilo Princip approached the convertible automobile and fired 2 fatal shots at the Archduke and his wife. This event is considered the most contributive cause of World War I in Europe. This did not sit well with the superpowers. This event sent ripples through the continent and would soon affect every life therein. Countries then produced a flurry of propaganda posters to rally their side and legitimize their cause. As a faithful ally to the now feuding UK, Americans and British alike grew concerned when, if at all, America would join the fight. Shortly after the war broke out in 1914, President Woodrow Wilson announced to the country America would remain neutral and isolated. Trade was still open to both Great Britain and her foe, Germany. Because America drew a great deal of capital from British trade, many venture capitalists voiced concern over the potential for lost revenue, and likewise, workers feared layoffs. Strike! Although trade was still open, a series of blockades prevented Germany from trading with the United States. Germany did not take that act lightly, and as a result, introduced unrestricted submarine warfare. It was because of this brazen tactic that led to the sinking of a British ocean liner named Lusitania, killing 168 Americans. Public opinion for the U.S. involvement in the war began to grow. Still, Wilson maintained a neutral stance. 2! The final straw came from an intercepted coded telegraph sent from German Secretary of Foreign Affairs Arthur Zimmermann to the German ambassador in Washington, D.C., asking him to forward a message to the diplomatic proposition to Mexico, stating if they joined the Axis, then upon the victory, Germany would give an enormous amount of the southwest United States to Mexico. America had finally had enough. You're out! Shortly after, on April 6, 1917, Congress officially declared war at the request of President Woodrow Wilson. Americans would join in on the rallying propaganda movement and maintain their involvement as a crusade to make the world safe for democracy.